Hi, my name is Margaret Horrigan and I'm going to talk to you about the colour-coded phonemic chart. Here's a little test. You have to say the colour and not the word. For example, yellow but not red. Okay, a little explanation as to why you were probably tripping up over your words there. The colour relates to the right hemisphere, which is ancient man's skills such as dance and perception, whereas you were also trying to read the word language, left hemisphere, modern man's skills such as math and language. Now, on the basis of what we've just said before, these are really symbols, and symbols are our perception, but these also look like letters of the alphabet, don't they? So you're almost learning a new language. This is Adrian Underhill's Phonemic Chart. A lot of teachers are really worried about using this chart, and rightly so. It's not an easy chart to use. This is often the type of mechanism used at the back of course books to help students remember what the phonemes correspond to. But I know when I started teaching I referred to this as well. Again, maybe complicating the issue. You have to learn the word and then the sound, etc. Now, this is the famous English Vowel chart, and as we said before, these are pictures but they're also letters. Okay, they're symbols. And sometimes if you look very carefully, it's hard to distinguish which is the sound, which is the picture. For example, the Z of zebra isn't the easiest of things to find. Again, left, right hemisphere of the brain interacting and confusing the issue. So we really need a chart which is clear and activates both brain hemispheres harmoniously, a chart which is accessible even when it's not physically present, a chart which teachers can adapt in order to produce their own personal pronunciation, a chart which utilises the international phonemic symbols, and finally a chart which does not exclude variations but attempts to include variety. Is it possible? We'll see. Okay, a general rule of thumb is the consonant symbols, if they look like the letter of the alphabet, they probably sound like it in a word. So a P sounds like the P in pull and push. Now try and say these phonemes. There are exactly 8 unusual consonant symbols, and they sound like ch, j, th, th, sh, j, ny, y. You've got to memorize them. That's the bad news. All the vowel phonemes can be difficult. This is what they look like. Okay, if you're an expert teacher or familiar with the phonemic chart, you can take this now as a moment to try and remember what each phoneme represents, its sound. Okay, let's step back a moment and have a look at these colours. Okay, anyone know why terracotta is outside the whole table? Because it's not stressed on the phoneme that we need. So the final of terracotta is called a schwa. Now if you look at the colours and the underlying parts of the words, these relate to the phonemes. Try and remember these colours. They're quite primary colours, they're quite basic. Okay, back to our vowel phonemes. So let's start moving from the top row from left to right. Pink, green, multicoloured, blue, here, grey, red, terracotta, purple, fawn, pua, royal blue, gold, black, plum, scarlet, orange, there, white, brown. I'm sure you've noticed 3 of those weren't colours at all. The 3 that weren't colours are the schwa ending diphthongs. Okay, I think we can get rid of them personally, because they don't relate to colours, okay? They're a combination of colours, so I-a, e-a, u-a. It would be fairly difficult to find colours with these diphthongs, and a reason we can eliminate them will be very clear in a moment. Alright, now if you look carefully, you can see that I've circled in green a diphthong, a schwa ending diphthong, ia. Okay? Can you find the other two? Well, a combination of multicoloured and terracotta, red and terracotta give you ua, ea. So really they're already present on the chart. And seeing as we're not talking about numbers, which is quantity, we're talking about quality of sound. These sounds are already on the chart. Why overwhelm learners with them? Another feature of this chart is the difficult consonant phonemes being moved to the top row. So ch, j, th, the, sh, j, ny, y are all there, whereas those looking like the alphabet are pushed to the last two rows. Okay, for the purists among us, if you want to reinsert the schwa ending diphthongs, you can. I have absolutely no idea how you're going to do this, what colours you can use, but I maintain that they're not needed. They're already there. It's up to you. It's your decision. My argument in favour of not inserting them is that if we were truly to represent what we say, we would have to use diacritics. And these are the symbols for diacritics. Remember, phonemes are approximations of sound, so no two people will produce the same sound identically, and indeed even ourselves in certain situations, depending on our speed of speech, will produce different qualities of the sound, different approximations of the same phoneme. On a lighter note, some people might accuse me of being too Irish in my representation of the sounds, but really if you look carefully, you know, if I wanted to create an Irish chart, I'd have the t and d for thanks and this, but of course I can't do that, and I wouldn't. But just to say that we're helping students to recognise the sound, it's not forcing a model down their necks, and this appears to be the easiest model. So, in summary, the chart has strategically positioned difficult consonant phonemes in the top row of the consonant section, which is the light blue and dark blue checkered part of the chart, and the vowel phonemes are coloured so that the left and right hemisphere relate harmoniously to the chart. Let's see if my idea relates back well to our features of a good phonemic chart. Well, do we have a chart which meets all the criteria? Let's see, a clear chart which activates both brain hemispheres harmoniously? I think so. A chart which is easily accessible even when it's not physically present? Absolutely, because colours are the first things which learners learn in any language, but also that a child will learn in their first language. So it's one of the first lexical sets. It also happens to be an adjective, so if you say red dress to reinforce pronunciation, it's perfectly logical. Or green cheese, not logical, but will reinforce the pronunciation. Is it a chart which teachers can adapt in order to produce their personal pronunciation? Again, yes. So Americans might say orange instead of fawn or orange. These can be adapted. It obviously uses the international phonemic symbols, and it tries to accommodate variety and not exclude variations of Englishes around the world. So, my name is Margaret Horrigan, and I am the creator of the colour-coded phonemic chart, and I work with International House. I hope you found this demo presentation of the colour-coded phonemic chart useful, and it's taken away the fear factor from using phonemics in your English language classroom, or indeed maybe giving you an idea on how to use colours for any language classroom. Thank you very much for your attention, and bye-bye.